Now then, here we are again, Charlie and myself out in the Lake District, and we're still on our quest to complete the Northern Fells second time round for me. So today we're parked at Peterhouse Farm and we're going up the track to Whitewater Dash, then continuing along the Cumbria Way to Deadbeck, and then from Deadbeck we're going to shoot off up Great Calva and over Little Calva back down to Whitewater Dash and back along the track. Now let's have a quick look at the route. So it's a late start for us today. It's gone 12:30. The forecast was for it to be awful this morning. Visibility from the tops very poor and rain, and it was. We've driven through rain on the way here, but then from about 1 o'clock it was supposed to clear right up, and visibility from the tops very good to excellent pretty much for the rest of the day. So we've got plenty of time as it's only 6.5 miles. Yeah, and we've just met a couple in the parking area. They pulled up just after we got there and they're doing exactly the same route. So hopefully we'll get ahead of them. Right, so on we go up this up the track to Whitewater Dash. So that's looking over to Dash Farm, and the peak to the left of it, that's called White Hawes. That's a Burkitt. We did that earlier on in the year, but I was going to go up the track to the left of Dash Farm. When we got down there was signs all over the place saying private, keep out, in no uncertain terms. So we had to go all the way up this track to Whitewater Dash, all the way up that ridge just to tick off White Hawes, then all the way back to Whitewater Dash, up to Bakestall, and then back down over this, which is Cockup, which is another Burkitt. So yeah, that was a long way around. And then the Wild Camp video, that was a couple of videos ago, that's, like I say, White Hawes. Hang on a minute, Charlie, this way. Then to the left of that is Burn Todd, and you've got this valley here, and then this is Great Cockup. And we camped at the bottom of Great Cockup, just around that corner by the side of Burn Todd Gill. That was good. So we'll have to get ourselves out for another one of them, but I'm not going out if forecast is for it to hammer it down for 2 days, and that's what it's been pretty much every day since we did that one. So much for the summer, eh? Right, so you can just see Whitewater Dash coming into view. Hang on, I'll zoom in a bit on it. There we go. You see the track going up to the right of it. Oops, keep still. There we go, so that's where we're heading. Right, onwards we go. Well, it's warm actually. It's humid though. And that couple that were coming up the same way, and they've just passed us while we were messing about with the camera. And that there, just the other side of the bridge, that was the route we came down from Cocker Pond when I said we did White Horse, Bake Stall. We've just passed a family going back that way, so I think it should be pretty quiet now. It's 1 o'clock, so it's going to be a late lunch for us. We'll have lunch on top of Great Calva. Whoa, there's a few flies around as well, which is a little irritating. Right, on we go. You can see there's quite a bit of water coming down Whitewater Dash. Looking quite impressive. So you can see our track here that winds its way up right to the top of the waterfall. So here we are, the top of Whitewater Dash. You don't really get a good close-up view from it on this track, but you can see over my shoulder there's good views right back down the valley to Binsey. I don't know if you can make out anything, actually see over the Solway to Dumfries and Galloway. And it's starting to spit a bit. I think it's just a bit of low, cloudy, drizzly stuff. There's dead crags. Oh, yeah, it's all right. Whew. I think I should have gone over the stile. Oh dear. Now that there by that fence, that is our route down, and that is a nightmare. It's normally steep, eroded, muddy. I've been down there I think 3 times before. What a nightmare. But we've got to do it. So we've just crossed Dash Beck, and to quote Don McLean, a long time ago, but I can still remember, I camped there. I can't remember what year it was. If I find out what year it was, I'll stick it on here, and if I can find a photo. That was in an old Vango 2-man tent. Oh, it weighed a ton. I'd only just sort of got into wild camping, and I'd arranged to leave my car. I'll carry on while I'm gabbing. I'd arranged to leave my car at Blencathra Field Centre, and the intention was to go up over Skidder and Bake Stall and then down to there to camp. And then I was going to stay out for 2 nights, go over Blencathra and camp again, but the wind was an absolute nightmare. I ended up not doing Skidder. I got over Little Man and I could hardly stand up, with big rucksack on and howling gale. So I dropped down and like contoured round below the top of, hang on a minute, Charlie's going up our return route. Charlie, this way fella, we're coming down that way. Good boy. Yeah, with massive rucksack on and howling gale, I could hardly stand up, so I contoured round below the top of Skidder and onto Bakestall, and then down by this wall here. and camped down there. And then I was that knackered, I didn't bother staying out second night. I just walked straight back along this tract at Field Centre. That was one of my very early wild camps with that. Oh. Right, on we go. So we're just heading along the Cumbria Way in the general direction of Skidder House. And as for the forecast of very good to excellent views from the summit after 1 o'clock, I think if you were on top of Skidder you'd be having something to say about that. And it is, looks like we might be having some weather coming our way there. There's the odd spit or two in the air again. Right, onwards we go. Well, it's looking a bit grim in front of us. Oh, there's a bit of blue up there, but look over here at the heather on the flanks of Bakestall. Let me zoom in. It's starting to come out nice. You can't really see the full glory of it because of the gloom really, but yeah, all the heather's really starting to come out now. And over there, in that patch of trees there, that's Skidder House. Now I don't know if it is still. I know it used to be a youth hostel. Whether it's still open as a youth hostel, I'm not sure. I think it probably is. It's well out of the way. You can't get to it by car. A bit like the Black Sails hut, although you can drive to that, can't you? Ah well, so we've reached Dead Beck, which is actually, it's the second Dead Beck on this walk. The first one was by that, well, it was that footbridge that we came over right near the start. And this looks, I think this must have been the route I took the first time I did Great Calva. I thought it might have been when I was planning it. So yeah, we're heading off up there. It's not much of a path, this, but I think it is followable. Right, on we go. Okay, so as you can see, this path is somewhat eroded. It's a bit of a nightmare actually, very boggy as well. And Charlie's spooked again. Helicopter gone out. Can't have been too far into the clouds, it sounded low. So that spooks Charlie for a bit. Let me net this path. And that couple that I said were doing Great Calva as well, I can see them just in front of us. Oh, sun's got out. Warm now, still clagged in over on Skidder there. Oops, nearly went flying. Right, on we go. All the clouds are just starting to lift a bit over there, over Lonscale Fell, Blease Fell and Clough Head, and you can just see Hennerdale Water right in the middle. And I think I've either read or heard something about the view down this valley that's some kind of rift or fault. I can't rightly remember it. If anybody knows, drop us a comment and let us know, or if I'm talking utter rubbish. Right, onwards we go. I don't know if you can make out that couple in front of us there. More up. So Lonscale Fells just about cleared now, and you can see over St John's in the Vale and just to a bit of Ennerdale water. That skidder's still clagged in, and it's starting to spit a bit again. Oh, lovely patch of sunlight on Skidder House there. Right, more up. You can see them two on the, just about on the summit now. Right, on we go.
Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb.
So we've arrived at another track coming up here. That comes up from out of breath coming up there, Steve. Yeah, that comes up from pretty much, well, you can see Skidder House. You just drop down to the river and then up here. I had considered that as a return route, because I think between Great Calva and Little Calva it can get a bit wet up there. But if we went down there we'd have to trudge right back along Cumbria Way, and I don't fancy doing that. I think I'd rather take on a bit of damp. Oh, and that horrid descent. That's something to consider. Right, on we go up here.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover, agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond oak. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover, agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond oak.
Oh, so here we are, top of Great Calva. It's a bit breezy up here as well. See behind us there over to Blencathra, Sharp Edge and Mungrisdale Common where we were last video. I don't know if you can make out on here, but I can actually see the path that we took down from Blue Screes onto Mungrisdale Common. So yeah, we've not got bad views. I mean, top of Skidder seems to be the only one that's in cloud at the moment. And then we're going to head off over there, over Little Calva, and then back down that horrid descent. So I'll take some photos and then we're going to drop down off here, get out at wind for our late lunch. So we'll see you in a bit. Well, we've had lunch and come over the top of Little Calva. Look at that now behind me, Blencathra. I'm sure Glenn at Black Crag, he'd be having kittens about that light over there. It is good, isn't it? And even behind, in front of us now, look at Skidder. And you can see the purples of the heather now, better for having a bit of sun on them. Yeah, so we just follow this fence all the way back down to Whitewater Dash now, and I'm not looking forward to that descent. Oh, it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be awful. Yeah, but that's a great view over to to blink after that. Lovely. And it's still a bit wet all around here. Squelch, squelch. Oh yeah, look at the heather now with having some sun on it. Beautiful. Ooh. Well, I've just spotted this bit of a path that deviates away from the fence. I wonder if this is a path that can avoid that bad descent. I don't think there is one, to be honest. I think this might just link back up with it, just miss out a corner. Oh well. And the heather's nice here. Some nice light in the valley there as well. Looking over Binsey, over the Solway to Criffle, which I still haven't got round to doing. And I suspect if it was a little clearer, you might be. I think I can just make out the Isle of Man over there. Go on, Charlie, on we go. No, actually, this path might be looking a bit promising. Well, I'm enjoying this view. Right over from Binsey then. Look over Black Crags, Dead Crags, over Bakestall and up to Skidder. And Little Man and down to Lonscale Fell. I'm loving that heather with the sun on it. It's glorious. So, I'm not so sure about this path. I don't know if this is the way I've been up or down before. It's a bit steep and narrow. Oh, down we go anyway. Well, now judging by the way that this path has turned, I think it's just going to take us over to that steep descent by the fence. So I think I took a wrong turn there. Trained navigator and all that. Right, so here we are on the nightmare descent on the path by the fence. Oh, it's awful, is this? This is either third or fourth time I've been down here, and I've been up it once. Oh, it's a nightmare. There's a farmer boy down in the bottom. I wonder if that's the same one that nearly spotted us wild camping the other day. I don't know. Could be. There's only Dash Farm round here. Right. I'm gonna put you away so I don't capture any embarrassing moments on film. But that's an impressive view of Dead Crags, isn't it? And our return route. Oh, it's stunning, isn't it? Glorious. Where's he going? He's off uphill. So we've made it safely back down onto the Cumbria Way at Dash Beck. Oh, Charlie puts me to shame. He's been down here 5 minutes waiting for us. And that farmer, hang on, he's gone right up there on his quad right to the top of Bakestall. I don't think I'd fancy doing that. It's a bit steep, is that, isn't it, to be on a quad? Oh, right. So it's back along the same route as we came up now. Looking up Dash Beck. Great views behind me. Over to Binsey, look. Lovely. Right, we'll carry on. See you in a bit. Charlie, over here. Over here. Over here. We're not too far from the car now. I don't exactly know how far though, because for some reason what my GPS has started doing, if we've got a return section that's the same as the outward route, it's decided that we're going round again. It did same when we went up Pillar. We're nearly back at car and it told us we had 11 miles to do. And now it's telling us we've got 5 miles to do. So sadly mistaken. But we've had a great day, thoroughly enjoyed this, especially given what the weather was like this morning. I mean, it's best part of the day now, it's coming up to 4 o'clock and it's glorious. Yeah, so it's been a great day. And that's one step further, one step nearer to the Northern Fells being completed, second time round, and to my 100 mark, second time round. So yeah, all good. Hope you've enjoyed it as well. If you have, please do the liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell, commenting, sharing, all the usual malarkey. And hopefully see you on the next one. Tra!